Episode 198. Today we recap the Rockies series, preview the Giants series, and tell you why we're feeling a little bummed out. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' one-on-one, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Order steak by the plate, send in case after case. Run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snakes.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Banter, and it was a long weekend in the Mile High City, Adam. Can't say that I watched too much after that Friday game because that was, tell you what, me feeling some type of way that we might talk about later.
I think Friday was my final transformation into the Joker. When that happened, we were out.
That's going on a quote card.
Just having a good time at a bar. It was your birthday this weekend. It's your birthday while we're recording this. Happy birthday.
Yeah. I actually turned 31 like maybe 30 minutes ago officially, just so you know. I
really
entered the
okay.
World at 8:39 p.m. So in case anyone cares, yeah, throwing that out.
You're the first one in, last one out type of guy.
Yeah, I came out like this. My hands were like this.
Right, true paisan. Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, happy birthday. We were out celebrating all weekend, Friday and Saturday. Friday night, we were watching the game at the bar, and they went up 9-0. Scored 16 on the day.
We were like, hell yeah, brother.
I was looking at game-winning memes, putting it together. We're getting ready to celebrate a good start to the weekend. The boys are staying hot. And then what happened. And I wasn't mad. My initial reaction wasn't pissed off. It was just uncontrollable laughter. Because, of course, that's how the weekend goes right outside the trade deadline. Of course. Just after everything that we just went through, you have historically the worst team to touch a Major League Baseball field. And they got just embarrassed on back-to-back days. They made up for it on the last day, and they scored runs. But come on, man. Like,
I mean, as always, hitting wasn't a problem in Colorado. Just the Rockies hit more and didn't give up at the end. I mean, the first two games, it was just, oh, we have a lead, and we don't at the end of the game. Great. But high-scoring games and a lot of hits, a lot of long balls. It was frustrating. Seriously, I thought it was happening again today. I was at my parents' house. That's family over, and I was just like, I gotta walk out of here. When it got 8-5.
Yeah, I thought it was happening.
Back home runs. I was just like, I just started laughing. I was like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's enough that we have to talk about it later in the day. Just to sit there and watch it over and over and over again it's disappointing. There was some positives out of the weekend. Spencer Horwitz has been swinging an extremely hot bat. You're seeing the power starting to get there a little bit more. I know we're in Colorado, but some beautiful swings, driving the ball well. Tommy Pham has stayed hot. The veteran Tommy Pham, who is still on this baseball team. Yeah. So they come back home this week. They play the Giants again, and then they have Cincinnati for a 4-game stretch, Thursday to Sunday. Luau weekend, Scott.
It is Luau
weekend. A good time.
Yeah. I am fortunately not going to be at the ballpark this weekend, so I'm hoping you enjoy the Luau weekend. I'll miss it. But we got the ballpark this week. We got the Giants first. We just saw the Giants in San Francisco, so they're coming to Pittsburgh, and I don't know, man. I'm excited, sorta. I don't know, to be back at the ballpark. I feel like I love going to the ballpark. Nothing will ever stop me from going to the ballpark. All right, I know people are saying you should not go to the ballpark. Show the Pirates that protest against them. Blah 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 blah.
Stop making your stupid little social media videos.
Yeah, stop making your. I won't. Because I thoroughly enjoy PNC Park. I think it's a great place to be on the weekend. I think it's even a better place to be on the week. When I'm done with work, going to PNC Park is like a detox. And I just love being at the ballpark. So excited to be back.
Absolutely. Before we get into it, go to Total Sports Enterprises for all of your Pittsburgh sports memorabilia needs. Pirates, Penguins, Steelers, whatever your heart desires, Total Sports Enterprises has you covered. Go to tseshop.com. Go to the link below to let them know Bucko Banter sent you. And this episode is also brought to you by Sports Card Junction. All of your hobby needs you can find at 9011 Perry Highway or sportscardjunction.com. Baseball cards, football cards, basketball, much, much more you can find at Sports Card Junction. Scott, what are the headlines this week?
Headlines. We had some roster moves, obviously. 37 players on the 40-man roster after the trade deadline. Friday, they recalled Thomas Harrington, Kyle Nicholas, and Jared Triolo from AAA Indy. They ended the rehab assignment of Ryan Brucke and reinstated him to the active roster. After the tough outing for Harrington on Friday, he was optioned back to AAA, and they recalled Dari Moreta. Big Bank is back. And Kutch, some good news, is now 5th all-time on the Pirates' all-time RBI list, behind Willie Stargell, Roberto Clemente, Pie Traynor, and Paul Wainer. Right?
There you
Wainer?
go. Yep.
Yeah,
You got
who
it.
cares? Sunday, Pirates activate. Today, they activated Oviedo from AAA Indy. He is back. He's going to be starting tomorrow against the Giants. So Oviedo is back in Pittsburgh. Excited to see him pitch against the Giants. That's all we got. I'm anticipating a lot. There being a lot to talk about on our Down the Farm episode tomorrow. A lot of movement in the minor leagues, but today we'll focus on the Rockies series and the upcoming home series.
Let's get into it. Friday, 17-16. They lost. We just talked about it. They were up 9-1 in the first inning. Andrew Heaney, 3 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 1 K, gave up 1 home run. He had 47 strikes on 74 pitches. The bullpen, Thomas Harrington was called up, 3 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 walk, 1 K, gave up 1 home run. Man, he really hasn't been able to really get it together at the major league level. And I don't know if that's fair because there hasn't been
But he
much
hasn't
consistency.
he hasn't been that guy in AAA either. Like he struggled
Right.
just this year in general, it feels like. So
Yeah. So disappointing for someone who we expected to be potentially a back end rotation piece with elite command and good stuff. Kyle Nicholas is back. He went 2 innings, 1 hit, 2 Ks. Ramirez, 2 innings, 3 hits, gave up 2 earned. And then Dennis Santana has a difficult time pitching at Coors Field. He went 1/3 of an inning, 4 hits, 5 earned, 1 walk, 1 K, gave up that walk-off home run and another home run. The offense was going. Kutch had his 11th on the year. Cruz had a grand slam, also a double. Kutch, Reynolds, IKF all collected 3 hits. Gonzo had 4 hits as a team, 9 Ks, 9 walks, 18 hits, 10 for 21 runners in scoring position, and 10 left on base.
tell you what, those stats should win you most games.
Yeah,
if
you
not
think
all.
you think scoring 17 runs,
Yeah.
16 runs,
Yeah. Yeah.
giving up 17 runs, 17.
Yeah, it hasn't been their MO this year, man. They pitched better than they hit, and I mean this is Colorado, but still, it was a tough watch. Let's get into Saturday. I don't want to like belabor the whole Friday game. Was Friday the game that O'Neill Cruz threw out the guy from center field to third base?
Yes.
On a rope. I mean, these
Yes.
games are blending together. Man.
Yeah, it
But
was.
Yeah,
It was one of the
sick.
craziest throws I've ever seen in my entire life. Unreal.
He was going to be the first star of this game for sure. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he had quite the game, quite the series too. But let's go to Saturday. Paul Skeens got a little bit of the Coors effect, right? 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned. That's like, I think he's had maybe one game that he's had 4 more runs scored this year was against the Cardinals at home, beginning of the season. 2 walks, 8 Ks, 2.02 ERA, 18 whiffs. He had a good game until that last inning there, I'd say. Ashcraft went 2 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned. No walks, 2 Ks, ERAs up to 2.90. He suffered the loss. Cabrera went 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 1 earned, and then Dari Moreta got the last out, went 1/3 of an inning. Peggy, this is the game of Peggy. All right, where were you when Peggy hit 3 home runs at Coors? He was 3 for 5, 5 RBIs, average up to 310. Has he potentially turned a corner? I don't like it's too soon to tell, but you gotta love what you're seeing from Peggy offensively. This is the type of guys that I want to see playing time from, not
Right.
the guys on expiring contracts that they should have traded. The second half of the season should have been about guys like Peggy, like Cam Devaney, other guys. I just want to see them mixed into the lineup, and it was fun to see him go off there. Brian Reynolds, 2 for 4 with a double, 7 hits total, 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position, 6 left on base, 8 Ks. Adam, take us into Sunday.
We won. We did it.
We did it.
We did it, Joe. Mitch Keller went 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 earned. He was rolling for most of the game. And then he gave it back-to-back home runs, 4 Ks. The bullpen, Carmen went 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Isaac Mattson, 1 inning, 1 walk. Dennis Santana, 1 inning pitch. Spencer Horwitz, man, 2 home runs on the day. His first career home run off of a lefty, absolutely crushed. 3 hits, 6 RBIs. Gonzo had 4 hits. Tommy Pham had a home run. He joins the 500 RBI club. He let everybody know immediately after that he joined the club. So if you were wondering throughout the week, when is Tommy Pham going to join the 500 RBI club? He did it as a Pittsburgh Pirate in Colorado. As a team, 5 Ks, 4 walks, 9 hits, 2 for 10 runners in scoring position, 6 left on base, 2 errors, 1 from Isaac Mattson and 1 from O'Neill Cruz. Overall, on the road trip, not terrible. All things considered, it's just losing those games to the Rockies is nightmarish.
But this is how the season has kind of gone. I know it hasn't, the season overall has not been good, but they lose these games against inferior opponents, and then they go and sweep the Giants. And the Giants have kind of fallen recently, but they've had a decent year. They're a 500 ball club. They sweep them in San Francisco. And they go to Colorado after trade deadline, and it just seems like, I mean, they came out hitting, and just that 17-16 game, man, that's something to take just the life out of a clubhouse. I'll tell you what, that was tough to watch. But this is kind of how the season's gone. It started with the first series in Miami when they lost 3 of 4. It's just like, what's going on here? We're better than the Marlins.
We're not, though.
No, we're not. No. Well, at the time, we thought we were, right? We thought the Marlins were going to be one of the worst teams in baseball, and the Marlins are fun. But they've, I think, rebuilt twice since Ben's taken over the Pirates.
Yeah, because they realized it didn't work the first time, so they did it again.
Yeah,
reasonable stuff. Scott, let's get right back into the Giants series here. Okay, 56-56, third in the NL West. We don't have to remind you too much about the San Francisco Giants. You just saw them. They're on a bit of a downfall right now. They didn't do much at the break. You saw Mike Yastrzemski before. You're not going to see him this time. He got traded to the Royals. They made some moves at the deadline. They ended up being a little bit more of sellers than buyers. They didn't really give Buster Posey an excuse to go out there and add to this team that has been struggling as of late. I'll get us kicked off on Monday. You're going to face Justin Verlander again. As we mentioned earlier, Johan Oviedo is going to debut for 2025 Pirates. This year, Verlander 1-8 with a 4.53 ERA, 89 1/3 innings pitched, 77 Ks with a 1.49 WHIP. Versus the Pirates just a couple weeks ago, 5 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks, and gave up a home run in a 3-1 Pirates win. The Arsenal, 4-seam slider, curve, change, sweeper, future Hall of Famer whose longevity, command, and competitiveness remain elite well into his 40s. The 4-seam fastball, while no longer touching triple digits, still plays up due to elite extension, high spin rate, and command. He uses it up in the zone to generate whiffs and weak contact. The slider, sharp, late-breaking pitch that tunnels well off his fastball. It's primary swing and miss weapon against right-handed hitters, and he uses it to back foot lefties. Scott, go to Tuesday.
Tuesday, we've got Logan Webb versus Mike Burrows. Logan Webb we faced in San Francisco last week. He went 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 earned, 4 walks, 11 Ks, but the Pirates still squeaked out a 2-1 win. This whole year, he's been 9-8 with a 3.31 ERA and 141 innings pitched, 23 games, 155 Ks, and a 1.25 WHIP. The arsenal consists of a sinker, sweeper, change, cutter, and 4-seam. Really leans on that sinker and change. Primarily, the sinker is his bread and butter pitch. Heavy arm side run with late movement down the zone and induces a ton of ground balls and sets up the rest of his arsenal. Uses it against aggressively against both handed hitters. He's one of the premier ground ball pitchers in baseball. That's what he's known for. Throws that bowling ball sinker, really heavy pitch. His changeup too works off of that, right? Arguably his best pitch, other than his sinker. Fade and depth make it deadly against lefties, and it tunnels well off his sinker. Exceptional feel for this pitch and uses it often in 2-strike counts. He'll follow that up with a sweeper too. It sits in the mid 80s. So Logan Webb, one of the top frontline starters in this league. Take us into Wednesday, Adam.
Yeah, you got Robbie Ray this year, 9-5 with a 2.85 ERA in 136 innings pitched, 140 Ks on the year. Got a 4-seam slider, change curve, hard-throwing left-hander known for his elite strikeout ability and high-octane fastball slider combo. The 4-seam lives at the top of the zone and plays up due to excellent ride and velocity. He uses it aggressively to generate swings and misses, particularly when ahead in the count. And then the slider, a sharp late-breaking pitch that generates tons of whiffs. Its best secondary pitch by far and his go-to strikeout weapon, especially versus left-handed hitters. As you mentioned, you got the Giants to open up the homestand, and then you got a 4-game series versus the Reds, which we'll preview on our Wednesday episode. But before we do that, let's go to our players of the week, and then we'll go into another segment that we haven't done in quite some time. I'll get us kicked off here with the hitter of the week, Scott. Spencer Horwitz, 8 for 23, 2 doubles. He had 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, hitting 348. Like, the swing is there. It looks like he's making great contact. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Spencer Horwitz.
Me too, man. This is, he's gotten going after a somewhat of a slow start there when he came back Memorial Day weekend. And I think he's starting to get hot, and someone that we need to get hot, and we need to be a good bat in this lineup for years to come. Our pitcher of the week, Mike Burrows. He went 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks in San Francisco. He sports a 3.88 ERA right now. Excited to see him back at PNC this week. He's been a mainstay in that rotation, and I think he's going to be in this rotation for years to come. So great last outing by Burrows. Adam, I know you want to take us into a segment that we've done previously. You want to lead us in? Nice shirt.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. Shout out Positive Vibes. I'm trying to bring positive vibes. And by that, I'm going to bring us into one of my all-time favorite segments. And I use that loosely because usually when we're doing this segment, it's when things are bad. They're going downhill. And while I think it's funny, it's good to riff on, we only break this out when we're at the low of lows. And we have already struggled through the first half. You had a horrendous trade deadline, and then you lose 2 of 3 to the Rockies. So I'm going to bring back a segment, which we like to call Bummed At.
I'm bummed at. Yeah.
And just like the great Ed Bechtold in that video, I'm bummed at, Scott. You know why?
Why is that, Adam?
Because my favorite baseball team sucks.
Well, you just cut right to the chase there, man.
I have to go out there and watch all of these baseball teams, 29 other teams. Even the Miami Marlins have clawed their way back to 500 baseball. It's electric to watch. Johan Duran is closing out games for the Phillies. People are already getting excited about October baseball. And I have to worry if the Pirates are going to hold on to a 9-run lead to the Colorado Rockies. And yes, I like going to the games. I'm still going to go to the games like you mentioned. I love PNC Park. I love interacting with everybody around the park, the players, being on the field. That'll never get old. But what I am begging for is a competent baseball team in my lifetime. Is that too much to ask? And I don't even want to put it on the players, Scott. I don't even want to put it on the players at this point because they don't make the roster. They're not the ones putting out a lineup every single day. I don't even want to put it on Don Kelly. He was handed this from Derek Shelton, who had just absolute nonsense for his entire tenure in Pittsburgh. I want a front office that is going to try. I want somebody who's going to be aggressive, like AJ Preller, who's going to look at prospects and say, I don't care if this guy's going to help us 3 years, 4 years down the road. I want a guy that's going to help us right now. I want somebody who's going to compete right now, who's going to go out there and give you 9 innings every single day of just hard-fought baseball. Somebody who's going to compete every at-bat. Some bullpen arm that's going to guarantee you late in the game leads, right? I just want something to look forward to, some type of confidence instilled within me where I can go to a baseball game and after like the 6th inning, I could say, we got this in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I totally sympathize with that, and I hear you because I wanna follow a team. Also, I want to podcast about a team that we're riding and dying with. Like we're not that we're not riding and dying with them now, but I think it's so. I'm seeing our counterparts in Seattle, where this team is going to the deadline. 5 games above 500 or something like that. Like every game matters. And it's so exciting because of that. I don't know if you saw the Seattle crowd this weekend when J.P. Crawford hit that huge home run and they've got Gino Suarez back. Like the place was rocking. Can you imagine PNC Park if this team was just in it? Like in it. Even if they were just 5 games above 500 or hovering around 500 in a weak division, like every game, you go to every game at the ballpark and you're like, I'm going to be riding with every pitch that Oviedo throws, every pitch that Mike Burrows throws, and I'm gonna criticize every bullpen move that Don Kelly makes. Because right now I don't care who comes in from the bullpen. Right, it doesn't matter. Like I have friends that text me about like why is so and so pitching. I'm like, why does it matter? Because his team is literally like way out of it. It does not matter. I just want it to matter, to put it simply.
I want meaningful baseball. I want to go and watch a game where it has some type of meaning to it. And I'll watch baseball all day. And if they suck, they suck. So be it. But how fun would it be to go to the games, sit down, and be on the edge of your seat? Because every single pitch has meaning. Yeah. And that's something that we haven't really experienced this season, for one. But in our lifetimes, that's real sad. That's sad. And that's why I'm feeling a little bummed out.
I remember too, like going to the ballpark when I was in college, and this is when they were competing, right? When Clint Hurdle was here in the early Kutch years, the MVP year. I remember going to Garrett Cole's debut, and I'm like, I would make it to every debut. I wouldn't miss Gregory Polanco's debut. Like I was at the ballpark, and I just remember like not leaving my seat because like I had to run to the bathroom because I was like, I need to come back down and see this next inning. Like it was like it mattered, and they had 90+ wins for 2 years. Like it was, and PNC Park was, people showed up. You just have to be like, imagine how much more money this team could make. I don't want to get too much into financials, but just imagine how much more money this team could make. They're already making a lot of money, but if that ballpark was full on a Tuesday night, because it would be if they are good. If you build it, they will come.
100%. 1000%. Thank you for coming to our therapy session.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of you. Yeah.
I actually canceled my therapy session today to have it on the podcast. So
just me and you, baby. Just me and you. Yeah. Just riffing.
Yeah. It's like pitcher and catcher. Let's go.
Yeah. Again, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. They won today on my birthday. That was very, very nice of them.
Absolutely. Make sure you wish Scott a happy birthday after this episode comes out. As always, make sure you subscribe, like, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're listening, we love you. Download the episodes. And if you're feeling so kind, leave a 5-star review and a comment that helps us out more than you could ever imagine. Go to buckobanter.com or just baseball.shop to get your Bucko Banter gear. And then follow us on all social media. Make sure you're commenting on the posts, liking them, sharing them. That also helps us out a ton as we continue to grow. And I think we're going to do some more live shows. Scott, we hit you guys with a couple of live shows, one with Noah Hiles and one as a trade deadline recap. Man, were those shows completely opposite of what could have been and what happened. So a lot of people tuned in for those. We're very, very appreciative of that. So I think we're going to have more of those coming your way. And until next time, raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates or the steak by the plate.